Good evening, all. Today in this session, let us discuss the qualities of a good leader. So, before going to know the qualities of a good leader, let me tell who is a leader. So, leader is a person who influences a group of people towards the achievement of a goal. So, in a particular, leader is considered to be a person who is going to come forward and who is going to share the views among the group and also solve the problems among the group, and he coordinates his team members. Okay, and also he is somewhat courageous. So he is also a person who leads or commands a group, organization, or country. Okay, and coming to the leader qualities. So see here, the leader must influences his group of people towards the achievement of a goal. So leaders do this by influencing employee behaviors in several ways. A leader sets a clear vision for the organization, motivates employees, guides employees through the work process, and builds morale. So leadership involves leading others towards achieving clear goals. So let me tell what are the functions of a leader. So generally, he is going to set the goals. He is going to organize the group. He is going to organize some things. He is going to initiate the activities, and also he is going to coordinate the team members. And he will direct and motivate his team members. He acts as the link between the manager as well as the workers, and also he improves the motivation and morale. He acts as a motive power to group efforts. Okay. Why the leader is important? Leadership is an important function of management because it helps to maximize efficiency and to achieve organizational goals. And he initiates action. Initiates action. Leader is a person who starts the work by communicating the policies and plans to the subordinates from where the work actually start. Okay. So is leadership a life skill? Leadership is an important life skill that youth should learn in their development. Working well with people by involving them in meaningful ways, motivating and empowering others, and sharing leadership. Ability to plan, organize, and delegate and access. So, let me tell some. I will, in this session, I am going to discuss some important qualities of a good leader. Okay. So first, based upon our research, we have found that great leaders consistently possess these 10 core leadership skills. So they are integrity, ability to delegate, communication, self-awareness, gratitude, learning agility, influence, empathy, courage, respect. So what are that? Integrity, ability to delegate, communication, self-awareness, gratitude, learning agility, influence, empathy, courage, and respect. And let me discuss in detail each and every quality. First one is integrity. So the importance of integrity should be obvious, though it may not necessarily be a metric in employee evaluations. Integrity is essential for the individual and the organization. It's especially important for top level executives who are charting the organization's course and making countless other significant decisions. Our research shown that the integrity may actually be a potential blind spot for organizations. Making sure your organization reinforces the importance of integrity to leaders at various levels. So, integrity refers to being honest, trustworthy, and reliable. Leaders with integrity act in accordance with their words. That is, they practice what they preach and own up to their mistakes as opposed to hiding them, blaming their team, or making excuses. So, practical ways the leaders can develop the discipline or how they are going to develop the integrity, how the leaders are going to develop the integrity. It should go without saying but bears repeating, be honest and treat people well. Leaders also need to hold themselves accountable and not to their and not just to their superiors but also to their peers and staff. Consider conducting a self audit. Find out how others view you. So, so integrated brings together the following components. Honesty. This makes telling the truth, being open, not taking advantage of others. Respect, generating trust. Pride, responsibility, keeping promises, and helping others. All these are the elements of the integrity. Okay. Then coming to the next one, ability to delegate. So ability to delegate. Delegating is one of the core responsibilities of a leader, but it can be tricky. But it can be tricky to delegate effectively. Yes. The goal isn't just to free yourself up, it's also to enable your direct reports, facilitate teamwork, provide autonomy, lead to better decision making, and help your direct reports grow. In order to delegate well, you also need to build trust with your team. So, as a leader, delegating is important because you can't and shouldn't do everything yourself. Delegating empowers your team, builds trust, and assists with professional development. And for leaders, it helps you learn how to identify who is best suited to tackle tasks or projects. So why do leaders need to delegate? Why leaders need this delegation? When leaders delegate certain tasks to others, they become free to focus on higher value activities and use their time more productively. Delegation not only gives leaders time for strategic thinking, but it also focuses them to think on other tasks that only they can perform, such as leading and coaching their teams. So, every time you delegate your work to a teammate, three inescapable core elements of delegation are in play. They are authority, responsibility, and accountability. Form an integrated process and must be applied by you as a unified whole. So, these are important to build up the trust and build up the trust with your team. Okay. The next word is communication. So effective leadership and effective communication are intertwined. Okay. So you need to able to communicate in a variety of ways, from transmitting information to coaching your people. And you must be able to communicate with a range of people across roles, social identities, and more. Follow these 5 tips to be more effective communicator and learn how better conversations can improve your workplace culture. So communication is a core leadership function. Effective communication, effective leadership are closely interrelated. Leaders need to be skilled communicators and in countless relationships at a organization level, in communities and groups, and sometimes on global scale. So let me tell what are the 5 communication skills you should not ignore. Okay, they are listening. Listening is one of the most important aspects of communication. And then next one is straight talking. Conversation is the basis of communication, and one must not neglect its importance. Non-verbal communication, stress management, and emotion control. These are the important in communication. By combining words with their character and understanding of the needs of a group, the leader must inform, excite, motivate, and build trust with the stakeholders to behave in ways that will ensure sustained business success. Leadership messages give messages have significance and consistency. Steady communication from leadership can improve employee moral, engagement, and help drive organizational change. Do not let the efforts of your leadership team go unnoticed. If time is money, taking time to create or sharpen leadership communication will give you significant return on investment. Then next one is self-awareness. So while this is a more inwardly focused skill, self-awareness is paramount of leadership. The better you understand yourself, the more effective you can be. Do you know how other people view you or how you show up at work? Take the time to learn about the 4 aspects of self-awareness and how you can dig into each component. So, self-awareness is an essential trait of a great leader. By knowing your values, personality, needs, habits, and emotions, and how they affect your actions and the actions of others, you will be better able to manage your stress, make better decisions, and ultimately lead others to do the same. So, let me tell some benefits of self awareness. Enriched emotional intelligence and greater empathy and listening skills. It improves the critical thinking skills and also good decision making. Strengthened communications and relationships and enhanced leadership capabilities and capacity. So, developing emotional self awareness is a crucial first step to effective leadership because it lays the foundation upon which emotional and social intelligence is built. Self Emotional self awareness also helps leaders think their emotions to do to the effectiveness of their interactions with others. So next one is what? So self awareness has some elements. That is self concept. Your self concept is your perception of you. Our thoughts are tied to our emotions. So when we try to become more aware of our emotions, we must first understand our thoughts and thought processes. Then feelings. How do you feel when you say things about yourself? Then body and emotion. You have to know about yourself. These are the 5 elements regarding self awareness. So organizational benefits. So what are the benefits of this self awareness? What is the importance? Self-awareness is one of the key elements of emotional intelligence, a term coined by physiologists. Then, as its core, self-awareness offers leaders far more than another tool for success. It helps them remember why they wanted to become leaders in the first place. It helps them discover and lead the impact they want to have, not just on their team members or even on their organizations, but on the world. And next, coming to the next quality, that is gratitude. So, giving thanks will actually make you a better leader. Gratitude can lead to higher self esteem, reduced depression and anxiety, and even better sleep. Few people regularly say thank you at your work. Even though most people say they would be willing to work harder for an appreciative boss. Follow these tips for giving thanks and practicing more gratitude. So, what is how you have to how do you thank a leader? Admire your leadership and decision making skills like that. Generally, in organization, they are going to have like this. So, appreciate all your encouragement and support. I accept my heartfelt gratitude. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to work with you. You're truly an interesting boss. So here you have to use these words. I hope to continue learning from you and appreciate all your encouragement and support. Accept my heartfelt gratitude. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to work with you. You're truly an interesting boss that everyone would be lucky to work with. So, how do you encourage gratitude in workplace? Generally, whether you are a manager or an employee, here there are 5 ways you can become an example of showing gratitude. Always make it specific. Keep it consistent. Send thank you notes. Foster a culture of recognition. Understand what employees really want. How do you implement the gratitude? How so I will say I will some examples of gratitude. Two children express their gratitude to their dad. The definition of gratitude is the feeling of being thankful and appreciative. An example of gratitude is how someone would feel if their friend did something exceptionally nice for them. So, why gratitude is so powerful? With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. People feel and express gratitude in multiple ways. So, what happens when you practice gratitude? People who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon the things they are thankful for experience more positive emotions, feel more alive, sleep better, express more compassion and kindness, and even have stronger immune systems. Can gratitude change our life? Yes. Gratitude can change our life because it makes you appreciate what you have rather than what you don't have. Gratitude can change your life because it is the single most powerful source of inspiration that any person can tap into if they simply just stop and pay attention to the simplicity. simplistic beauty, and miracle of life. Does gratitude really, how does the gratitude change the brain? The practice of gratitude improves or increases your dopamine production, which encourages your brain to seek out more of the same. It's the brain saying, "Oh, do that again," which means the more you are grateful for, the more you will find to be grateful for. Significant studies over the years have established the fact that by practicing gratitude, we can handle stress better than others. By merely acknowledging and appreciating the little things in life, we can rewire the brain to deal with the present circumstances and more awareness and broader perception. Recognizing the good, recognizing the goodness of the gift, the goodness of the giver, and the gratitude gratitude of the gift all lead to increased gratitude in the wake of a benefit. Furthermore, we have seen that when we become aware of a benefit might not exist, we tend to become more appreciative and grateful for the benefit. So it also improves the mental health. The gratitude can also improve the mental health and also it's important thing in the leadership. Okay, it's very very important trait of a good leadership quality. And learning agility. Learning agility is the ability to know what to do. Learning so learning agility is the ability to know what to do when you don't know what to do. If you are a quick study or are able to excel in unfamiliar circumstances, you might already be learning agile, but anybody can foster learning agility through practice, experience, and effort. Explore how great leaders are great learners. Strong learning ability to get started. So, of these five phases, there are four that enables one's learning agility. They are innovating, performing, reflecting, and risking. And one that frustrates or impedes it defending a brief. You have some. Is learning agility is a skill? Yes, learning agility is a skill. It is the most important skill needed to succeed in a career or business. If you search the term learning agility, you will come across posting proclaiming that learning agility is key for leadership success only. Learning agility is the defining feature of high potential. Then coming to the next one, influence. It's a very important thing. For some people, influence feels like a dirty word. But being able to convince people through logical, emotional, or cooperative appeals is a component of being an inspiring. Okay, effective leader component. Yes, right. So it's an emotional or corporate appeals. It's a component of being an inspiring, effective leader. So influence is quite different from manipulation, and it needs to be done authentically and transparently. it requires emotional intelligence and trust building. Find out how to build the four keys to influence the others. Okay. So the ability to motivate and inspire others to take action is the distinguishing factor between a leader and a manager. The best leaders are those who can successfully influence up, down, and across the organization, impacting business results by driving behavior change. How to influence others as a leader? So, generally, how the leader can influence his fellow beings? So, by providing opportunity for wins, believe in your people, serve others before yourself, give trust so you can earn trust, think bigger for others, even bigger than they think of themselves. Truly connect with people. Invest in the success of others. Extend honor to receive respect. Why influence is very important? So your ability to influence others can empower people development, accelerate results, and ultimately ensures an easier working environment. Influencing is about understanding yourself and the effect or impact you have on others. You may try to exert your influence through coercion and manipulation. So generally there are four main types of influence. They are negative influence, neutral, positive, and life change. So what is a good influence? Positive influence. Among all this good influence here you have to use, it is the impact you have on other person and yourself by pointing out strengths and virtues. Is how you are, what you do, and the power you have on others to value what is best within themselves. Positive influence helps a person be better today than they were yesterday. Then next one is empathy. Empathy is a leadership. So empathy is a leadership. Sorry, in leadership, empathy is correlated with job performance and a critical part of emotional intelligence and leadership effectiveness. If you show more empathy towards your direct reports, our research shows you are more likely to be reviewed as a better performer by your boss. Empathy can be learned. And in addition to making you more effective, it will also improve your work for you and those around you. Organizations are going to follow 5 steps to encourage the empathy at work. So it encourages leaders to understand the root cause behind poor performance. Being empathetic allows leaders to help struggling employees improve and excel. Empathy allows leaders to build and develop relations with those they lead. How empathy makes a good leader? Yes, empathy is is the skill of understanding and recognizing others' feelings and perspectives. As a leader, that skill is obviously important. You cannot effectively lead someone you don't understand. There are good reasons that experts like Daniel Goleman have hailed empathy as a core competency of a good leadership. Why empathy is treated as an important trait? Because learning empathy helps you recognize your own strengths, weaknesses, and feelings. Your emotions influence the people and around you. So it's often necessary to regulate your internal feelings. If you show drive, achievement, loyalty, and optimism and empathy, others can't help you but notice your leadership skills. So that's why it is very, very important for a good leadership. Then courage. So generally we use the word courage. Generally, leader is a person who is courageous. So it can be hard to speak up at work. Whether you want to voice a new idea, provide feedback to a direct report, or flag a concern for someone above you. That's part of the reason courage is a key skill for good leaders. Rather than avoiding problems or allowing conflicts to fester, courage enables leaders to step up and move things in the right direction. Learn more about why a positive workplace culture requires courage to speak the truth. So courageous leaders are people who are able to push through uncomfortable situations. They are willing to make difficult decisions and do not back down when things get too hard. So yeah, we are going to have some 10 traits of courageous leaders. Confront reality head on. Ditch the rose-colored glasses and face the facts about the state of your organization and business. Yes. Seek feedback and listen. Say what needs to be said. Encourage pushback. Take action on performance issues. Communicate openly and frequently. And lead change. Make decisions and move forward. Why courage is important in a leader? Leadership takes making bold and often unpopular decisions. Leadership takes courage, trust and courage, the courage of confidence in others, letting go of the need to control situations or outcomes, having faith in people and being open to direction and change. So every day there is a new content generally in this courage also. We are going to have sometimes physical courage. This is the courage most people think of first. Bravery at the risk of bodily harm or death. And social courage, moral courage, emotional courage, spiritual courage. So these are the different courages which you are going to exhibit in various issues. A courageous leader is an individual who is capable of making themselves better and stronger when the stakes are high and circumstances turn against that person. Courageous leaders are not cowed or intimidated. They realize that in the midst of turbulence, there lies an extraordinary opportunity to grow and rise. So, here are some characteristics of a courageous leadership. Authenticity. So, authenticity is a fundamental to courageous leadership. A recent study found that the employee's perception of authentic leadership serves as the strongest predictor of their job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and workplace happiness. Now also, research also shows that the organizations which are comprised of leaders who are true to themselves demonstrate improvements in both employee trust and performance. So authentic leaders begin with the will and commitment to work on themselves. And the second one is resilience. Leadership can be challenging when complex business problems arise. You need to be prepared to meet them head on and be resilient at your work toward a solution. So, resilience is the capacity to not only endure great challenges but to get stronger in the midst of them. And third one is emotional intelligence. What are the first one? Authenticity, resilience, emotional intelligence, self discipline, and commitment to purpose. So emotional intelligence is a keen sense of emotional intelligence. It is a sense emotional intelligence is a keen sense and is a vital to being a leader who can collaborate with others to achieve organizational goals and then self discipline. In addition to building self awareness and a deeper understanding of your emotions, you need to exercise self discipline and demonstrate poise even in the most trying circumstances. We live in a world that's characterized by one non-stop crisis after another. So when facing a crisis, you need to be prepared to lead under pressure and remain composed. Realize that in the heat of the moment, nothing an individual leader do can solve the whole situation. And next one is commitment to purpose. Purpose is critical to both individual and organizational success. So, 96% of leaders believe purpose is important to their job satisfaction. Yes, sir. It was found that purpose builds organizational resilience and improves long-term financial performance. So, at last, respect. So, treating people with respect on daily basis is one of the most important things a leader can do. So, it will ease tensions and conflict, create trust, and improve effectiveness. Respect is more than the absence of disrespect. And it can be shown in many different ways. Explore how you can cultivate a climate of respect at your work. So there's a famous phrase that give respect and take respect. Whenever you are going to give, whenever you will give the respect to others, then you are going to get the respect from others. So it's the foundation of respect, central to any effective leader. So what is the importance of this respect? Being treated with respect was more important to employees than recognition and appreciation. Communicating and inspiring vision, providing useful feedback, or even opportunities for learning, growth, and development. However, even when leaders know that showing respect is critical, many struggle to demonstrate. Why respect is important in leadership? Way leaders have to be respected in order to be successful, but earning that respect takes time and effort. When employees respect you, they are more likely to work harder to accomplish a shared goal they believe in. So leadership behavior is the traits and actions that makes an individual effective leader. This behavior is the process by which a person can guide, direct, and influence the work of others to meet specific goals. So here with this, we are seeing the different qualities of a good leader. What are that? Integrity, ability to delegate, communication, self-awareness, gratitude, learning ability, influence, empathy, courage, and respect. All these must possess a good leader. So these can be considered as the good qualities of a leader. So with this, I'm going to close my session. Thank you one and all.